Okay, well, that's exactly what you're getting, Billy.
Yeah, apparently I am
yourself
getting
lucky.
that. I think to see Gribby on the Omen as well is interesting. I know that Minnie and I have kind of been discussing the Viper Omen, the Viper Astra type situation. I think for this kind of composition it works well. They'll be able to fight for that A main space very heavily with this Omen and Jet, and hopefully be able to set Ara up on the Operator again. This kind
I think both comps here are looking very comfortable, and I don't see a breach this time, so I'm not happier.
And you see a Jet.
Jet, I'll be honest, I don't like Jet that much, but I think on Breeze as a second duel, this is absolutely fine, and for someone like Dirk, who's just very comfortable on it, I think it makes a lot of sense. GiantX, they're going back to that Aura Flickless, you know, KO plus entry duelist approach, and I think that sets them up really nicely. But I do think Vitality have looked pretty decent on this map when we've seen them, and I think there might have been a reason why GiantX haven't played this map yet.
Yeah.
But because we haven't seen it at all, it means that they have been able to study Vitality a little bit.
Yeah, and I think at this point as well, to highlight here, the fact that there is no tape from GX kind of is going to really push Yampy and his IGL into the forefront in terms of whether or not he'll be able to call in these rounds when the prep isn't already there.
Definitely, because we praised so heavily Team Vitality's preparation in that first map, it really is up to Yampy to step up his IGL to be able to get the reads against GiantX. I think when you're going up against two initiators though, it is easier to kind of get that information pretty quickly. So yeah, I think for Vitality, as much as they have 2 wins on this map so far, it was against Ulf and it was against Team Liquid, and so I don't want to like read too much into those wins. I still think that GiantX have the opportunity to be able to bounce back into this map and potentially, you know, have footage on Vitality.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a lot about Ara this map, I think. Just the Jet on this map, he's going to be by himself on that duelist, getting the Operator out, hopefully, which we know he's very good at on defense sides.
Yeah, well, we don't have to ponder any longer because once again, we are ready to head into our second map of today, Breeze with Haza and Cairo, who seem to be giving us the quickest games in Kickoff.
It would certainly seem that way. You could throw all you knew about this GX team in the previous map out of the window. Heading into Breeze, there is nothing on record for the time being. So I think that's what it's all about, this consistent theme of going back to basics, taking it one step at a time as they hobble out of that first one onto what they're hoping will be a change for pastures anew.
Yeah, I mean, GiantX have got the easiest reset. Listen, guys, we were just warming up for that first map because there's no other way to look at it. If you deep it, then you're going to put yourself in troubled waters, and, well, it could be troubled considering that GX have never played this map in Kickoff yet.
The lower bracket looming above their heads. The smallest of change in direction in Kickoff can cause a big change in destination. With a stacked field, this game against Vitality has not suited them best so far. But the pistol round is a great way to start. Simple group up from the attack side on A. Just Chronicle left hanging in mid.
I mean, Vitality started the last map on the attack, and they start this one once again. They look to try and brute force their way through the site, but they are taking their time, letting themselves think about the approach, and they've entered the site and look to go back out in mid.
Just wrapping their way back through, I suppose. Yampy able to get the better of that gun duel in the end, bring it back to even footing, 4-on-4, and GX want to fight this.
Yeah, that they do. And towards the double doors where they're just walking towards Vitality and towards their death. Ara's still worried about main and wondering what is going on by Vitality calling this. I don't know if it was even planned as they start to walk through on towards the site. Ara isn't the one to come out first. It's going to be Flickless. They're at least getting that trade. And well, the Jet now under fire. The Viper coming through mid. And Ara needs to hold things down by himself and just can't quite get it done. So Derka gets the spike down. West side now to take up the clutch. He's seen the Jet. Derka doesn't take his opportunity. But 1 versus 1. And it could be very monumental considering West side doesn't have a lot of bullets left. But he is the one who comes out on top. And GiantX will get their first round of the series.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. Steely nerves from Westside. Holds the line and breaks the ice for GX. Huge confidence boost to just get them on the board more than anything else. I mean, even in this round, you can see some of the issues in trying to play together. This double door peak not working out. Getting the better of the individuals in the end, and sometimes that's all you need.
4 bullets, by the way, is all that was left.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Highest headshot percentage in the league for the 3rd time in a row as it stands.
Yeah, not anymore. Yampy did come out with the highest headshot percentage after the last map.
Yeah, well, I think a lot changed after the last map, so we'll call
that's true.
a spade, and yeah, the statistics should hopefully rewrite themselves, but we'll see.
Well, fingers crossed. GiantX trying to deny orbs, but the spam not quite working out. And at this moment in time, GiantX do have control of the other one. His Vitality look to head in that direction.
Flickless here is the furthest foot forwards that GX currently have. Very passive perimeter currently being held, but Cloud's drone gives Arrow an opportunity for a look in. Still diligent with this Outlaw.
It's the Spectre that I'm worried about. Flickless ready to spray down, and the spam this time will be much better than that of the Sheriff, although forced away and respecting what Vitality can do. So with 3 bodies here, you're expecting GiantX should have everything that they should need to hold this one down.
Yeah, GX don't know how many numbers are here though. They're yet to call any big rotation. Do have the bodies in place to deal with this though, and Cloud has already found the opener. Yampy goes down as the tip of the spear is blunted. The rest try and follow through, but like cattle to the slaughter, there is little to be said of this one. And GX will end it with an in-zone flawless.
Yeah, fantastic work. The fact that they can get everything through to the next round, and I mean, Vitality will be happy with the fact that they were able to get both orbs, and I mean, players getting felled. So Yampy that bit closer to his dimensional drift as well, just 2 away.
Status quo Valorant.
It's all back! It's all back, boys!
That's exactly what you're going to do, though.
Yeah.
Keep the vibes up as much as possible. This is how Vitality built their own empire on the previous map. If GX can snowball this with a bonus round win, could be huge. You're looking at Ara's Outlaw potentially causing a problem here. It's only Yampy on light shields, but he's just 1 off that ult now.
The game plan, from Vitality coming into play. Dirka's Vandal not quite connecting, although very, very close. And Yampy, does he escape here? No, he doesn't.
No.
Escapes in the forever box. And Ara is going to double down.
Brilliant from Ara. Landing that 2nd kill after finding Yampy as the only target in striking distance for the Outlaw. Still 3 members left on the Vitality side, but just a minute left to play with. If Kron can find Flickless here on the hard clear, then maybe it would be a way back in, and it's a brilliant adjustment from Kron in the end.
Yeah, and a way in towards a site here as Kron needs to clear Grubby up high, but can't quite win out the duel. Did it just in time. So now Vitality a bit homeless in terms of where they get this spike to go, because, I mean, GX are well stocked either side of the map.
Really running dry on info as to where's safe, where they can lay their hat, what they can do. Profek walking into trouble, and Westside getting himself an upgrade as well. There comes a point where you cut your losses. It looks like Unfake is still all in on this idea, at least for the time being. Back into mid he goes. Cloud is waiting, but Unfake does get the better of him. It's just him versus the clock right now, as Vitality will look to reset in the next. But a huge win for GX to keep the ball rolling.
Yeah, I'm wondering to myself, is Vitality maybe came in a little bit too complacent, overconfident? Because you're seeing some of the mistakes being made here. In terms of, like, Yampy maybe not having a TP set up, feeling confident to take these duels. And, yeah, Vitality maybe underestimating their opponent a little bit, which...
yeah. Perhaps, right? I mean, it's so easy to do.
What is this world we are living in?
I have no idea, Cloud. You and me both. But it is one of those ones, like you said, sometimes you get overconfident, maybe you peek an angle where, you know, when everything you touch is gold and you're feeling like Midas on map 1, you just need that mental reset. And that's the bigger picture with Vitality's kickoff campaign so far as well, having won those first couple matches and now coming into this off the back of a defeat. Durka gets things started, though, exactly as you'd hope, as the one rifle bearer.
Looked as if Kron was looking for it as well, but...
It does make its way to Kron at the end. Unfake's like, you know what, that's fine, man.
Yeah, I'll bow down. And at this moment in time, will GX bow, considering there is a lot of bodies identified through that knife.
The question is, do Vitality maybe want to invest this Yoru ult, or do they have bigger plans for it at this point in time? I mean,
yeah,
still a pack of 4 pistols.
I thought for a moment that Derka would be the one to get the Blade Storm online, you know, give something else a little bit more danger. Yeah, but I mean, like, that's the question, right? Like,
oh, this is a great pickup for him, though.
Yeah.
Bogdan's law and all that. Outlaw in hand. That's an old one.
Let's see it.
West side, a little hot under the collar now as Vitality have made the most of the mid control, but Flickless stamping that out where it stands. The Orb doing the heavy lifting on the main side of the push, and Grubby has already wrapped back around. This kill from Unfake catches our interest for just a moment, but still all eyes on Grubby as the closer here. Vitality don't have time, they don't have space.
One enemy remaining.
And if Flickless doesn't finish it off first, then Cloud will instead. Grubby's just been flanking for the last 30 seconds. He gets nothing.
Yeah, and GX get everything 4 in a row. And the next biggest task will come up, and that's going to be a rifle round to try and contest with. The good thing for Vitality is if they do lose that, as we spoke about, that Blade Storm that has come online. Yeah. But I think the big component for this one would be Yampy's Dimensional Drift.
And from the other side of the server, Flickless has a null command to respond. Now, with Breeze being such a big map, to see how much impact he can find on that here and what the timing looks like. It's a knife to set up Ara for this early peak.
I like that operator, first time bought, and Vitality well aware of what GX will be wanting to do with Ara having op money.
After making that first incision, Yampy wasting no time to use this Yoru ult. He hasn't quite tracked Cloud's position perhaps, but does wrap through. Finds Grubby caught out of position. 5 versus 3 situation with Vitality still scaling into the crosshair of Cloud, but he can't cut them off. And so the supply line goes dry. GX best to take what they have to the reserves.
Yeah.
As Vitality look like they will be getting on the board here.
I think Kron's just gone AFKs. He looks to play Joker and potentially cutting off any rotates. And with that being not undiscovered for GX, Vitality can use that again in further rounds if they wanted. But overall, operator saved. Vitality happy to be back to winning ways, but can't deny Westside that save. And he's actually come away with 2. And as you just heard, a Viper's pit for the next one, which is most concerning.
And now Vitality don't want to hunt. 3 can buy for 2, but not the other way round. And when you look at the credits on those bottom 3 players on the right-hand side of the HUD, the money isn't great. So just taking things one step at a time. Same as should be on the minds of the GX players, as they have given themselves a foothold to really dig into now in this game. And Ara's op, not quite seeing itself as a component of that just yet, but a real facilitator for the macro.
Yeah, I mean, that's now like what I guess, I don't want to be too harsh on Ara just yet, because he might like build into this one.
Sure.
But we didn't see it work on Abyss, and now the first time we've seen it on Breeze, that's the first time that Vitality actually win a round.
And I think the story on both sides, at least from that previous game, is form versus class, right? Durka has that history.
Yeah.
Ara has been slightly more in form, I guess, just for the last game's sake. But unperturbed by the situation here, blades are out.
So is the Viper's pit.
Vitality searching towards B, but judgment clouded by those fumes.
It seems as if they might be forced to try and head towards the A side where the spike was already placed.
This is exactly what GX would be hoping for, at least from the broader perspective, that Yoru ult not available to be used to clear it out. You can see it's been the same default from Vitality. GX been pretty happy to give them orb control, albeit concessions in terms of a fight back thereafter.
Problem being, is Ara's operator so high up. How do you consider this if you're the attack?
Very strong off angle. Same one Grubby was playing the previous round, so.
Yeah, but Yampy got that from coming through the new stairs, and well, nobody even looks to check. That's the second time that we've seen a player from a high position get the kill, the entry. And it seems as if the operator will actually get denied. Kron's entries look pretty good. And he's got his own Viper's Pit now with a spike inside it.
Kron always the gold standard, and now the beating heartbeat of this Vitality post plant. GX looking to give it a go, but they need a kill quickly.
Yeah, and it's Derka on main that they look to try and identify. He protects the pit from the outside, but it's not a player you want to try and challenge, and certainly not now as the blades come out, and it's Prime Derka. He wants to hunt down the last remaining. His west side looks to escape, and he's been successful so far.
The west side is off in exactly that direction. Derka already circling in, blood in the water. Vitality have their second round now secured with the spike detonation in a moment's time. GX have to try and find a way to bring things back together. It was a very slow mid-round, albeit, you know, a non-existent one from them there. It was simply set up the pit on one side of the map, off on the other. And Vitality should, in theory, be walking into trouble wherever they go, but
yeah,
Kron is the troublemaker.
I feel as if there needs to be an awareness, because it's both sides of the map that every time they try and execute into it, Vitality, they're getting caught and undone by someone in a vertical position, which realistically, like, when you get to the 6th round, you should start to consider it maybe.
Well, maybe, who knows? Just have to see.
Poison orb.
Op is still online for GX though.
Yeah, but you look at the money and it's really starting to cost them as well.
Yeah, it is. Round not quite a swing yet in terms of the finance, but Vitality are keeping them honest here. And Unfake still holding on to the Hunter's Fury. Could just be looking for it in their execution here. Grubby dropping back to a deeper line of cover, but Derka happy to play chase. Ult coming in, trying to set up this play, and Yumpy is the one rewarded instead. Fake out turned by Cloud. Still bunkered up, and Derka just overlooks it. The captain committed to this position, and the only stalwart on the site as it stands.
Yeah, but the spike goes down, and look at Flickless. He has the KO ultimate.
Perfect still playing from this runway though, which continues to persist beyond that KO ult as it pops in. No command thrown to the fire, but it's Yumpy that just scorches them alive, sends them packing, and with that, Vitality drive that 3rd round home.
Yeah, within one now is GiantX. Great start, looks to be faltering, and they had ultimates that they committed past 2 rounds. Viper's Pit, the round previous to the last one, and Flickless there with an ult command. So GiantX not getting the value that they're looking for, and that's really worrying, because Vitality in their own right are starting to go through their own ultimate cycle and coming out on top of momentum firmly at their backs.
Pipson again trying to rally the troops. His calls unfortunately fell on deaf ears in that first map, but this is already a better showing. Vitality, on the other hand, just trying to keep that steady curve of improvement. When you look at their placements, since partnerships began in this context, last year wasn't what they were looking for, but it's a culture shift that we're expecting with the changes to the roster, the coaching staff, what's been brought in from BBL. And it's matches like these where if you can show a little bit of tenacity, then absolutely you're on the right track.
Yeah, it feels like that last year's Vitality was like the Galacticos. You could see the potential of the roster, but it wasn't built in the best way. And now when we look at this one, it's a completely different beast. Same sort of renown to it, but like a completely different system. And I guess it really comes from all the way at the top to the last player in the pack.
Exactly. The Alchemy. Well, more balanced and with some spice in there for sure. Only so many trophy-winning players you can sign to a roster before one comes your way. The Man City of Valorant, perhaps?
Oh, come on.
And this round, GX would be wishing they had that kind of cash. Ara has moved on to a Blade Storm. Here, but it's Flickless that falls first.
Here.
Couple pings going out by Derka. A little bit worried, it seems, about potentially players walking out from double doors. But GX now a little unsettled themselves, starting to head players towards the middle portion, or at least the escape from the middle portion into their spawn. Trying to cover all angles, and now you're looking at the defense being so thinly spread that, I mean, there's holes, there's gaps that Vitality can now start to really try and punch through. So they group up and they go to A main.
Just with the changes to Breeze and how much more accessible mid feels to the attackers, Vitality have been setting this up quite nicely. Have the numbers coming into the execute. So many players lit up by that blind there from Grabinho. But no reward. Vitality in through the front door again. Kron still creeping on this backline, but GX, no answer.
Oh, but Cloud does take a load of damage, but at least gets one back in his favour, so the numbers get reduced by one.
Now, but Aaron's lost the blades and lost his life as well. It all comes crumbling down. This house of cards, which built for the first 4 rounds, are retaliated to with 4 of Vitality's own. An even score now between the teams as we head into the latter stages of this first half.
Yeah, I mean, that's now every single time that GiantX have timed out, Vitality have won the preceding round. I mean, I know that there's a little asterisk to that because they won 13-0 in the last one. But right now, we are not seeing the value being brought from the timeouts.
Shadows traveling.
Vitality a little quicker in their approach here towards A.
Ready.
Yet to really let it rip with breakneck speed. But 4 players early in A main. Kron is wandering elsewhere on the map, but might just be going around the world as it's Derka diving in. Grubby trying to use the paranoia. This time it's not going to hit, but he does still find a kill off the back of it. Flickless as well.
Yeah, there's a little hesitation from Vitality as they look to reset, and that's because of Chronicle finding so much space towards B.
He's been making moves from early here. Chronicle in on the ground floor, looking to see if he can build up the rest of Vitality on his back.
Depends on his kill.
On the line, but Kron wins the duel, and the floodgates open up.
Yep. Vitality looking to get straight in, support them, and look at GX, they've got so long to try and get towards this side of the map, and even Unfake finding another onto Ara. Now the numbers in favour of Vitality, and so is the time.
So Vitality set up a steeplechase towards B. There is a wild card in the mix. Unfake's op, lending them the numbers now. So Grabinho and Flickless have to find a way to regroup either end of the map, and Grubby taking his time on this flank again.
Yeah, and Flickless now actually on the side, so this is a completely isolated duel.
Trying to buy as much attention as possible, but when does the coin drop? Is there even enough time for this? GX taking so long to go through the motions. Grubby just has to cancel, that's it. The round is done. Flickless walk away with as many frags as you like. It won't change the outcome. Vitality in the lead.
Yeah, and not only that, you're completely right. It doesn't matter how many players go down for Vitality. They're basically creds as well. So it doesn't really harm the economy that much either. And Vitality now 5 in a row. And even when we got to the post plan, if you go back, and I don't know if we'll be able to see on the replay, but look at the utilities still up, right? Kron still had Snakebite. There was an info dart coming up for Unfake, and actually on top of that, when you look at Prophet, he still had Paranoia and Smokes. It was so unwinnable for GiantX, even after how well they defended the A site.
There is still money beneath this GX team. The round is fiscally possible. But physically, still waiting for that result. The momentum has shifted as it was all one way at the start of this series. Do not rub your eyes. The top left is not deceiving you right now if you've just joined.
Yeah, maybe Vitality this time decided to give GiantX a head start, but with this round, they're taking their time in terms of what they want. Waiting to see if GiantX make the first move.
I think when you even just look at the philosophy of PAL's teams in the past, Focus, BBL, Breeze, Haven, always been maps that they've liked to try and work with, really making the most of that macro game, stretching you.
Yeah, I mean, expansive maps has been one of his best criteria in terms of a coach, being able to coach that macro. And right now, a fake towards A side has kept players stuck there, and the entry to B is perfect.
Nicholas can't quite wrangle the ball in time, but pops up to hit the bullseye. Profek right between them. And so a 3-on-3 setup, but still Kron lurking.
Yeah, and he's still got that snake bite as well. Unfake with 2 shocks. Where does he play from? Looks to be on site, all alone, but does have the protection of Dirk op.
Under the microscope, but has this line held. First shot won't land, but up steps Chronicle. And when he stands at the plate, he will not miss. Just like that, Vitality keep getting better and better. It's the round which, in fact, props Profek up on 1,000 kills.
Yeah, a fantastic player. Rookie last year, and now coming into this year, finds himself on a super team, right? That's what it's been named as. And he's a massive part of that, because people really, I think, underestimated his value and what he brought to BBL. And right now for Vitality, the lowest burst deaths of the league, and just so consistent.
Feel like a team reborn after that blitzing against BBL. Different standard here, perhaps, but a 2025 champions grade team as far as GX are concerned. Their first final in EMEA in Stage 2. And here, it's bits and pieces. A couple Sheriffs, Marshall. It all still feels quite static in terms of their positioning.
It's the threat in that Vitality can bring at any moment in time. And the fact that there's only 2 here and 4 for Vitality makes things so much easier. Derka so quick on the mark, and Ara looking to try and escape, but he's not even going to get the chance. Spike will go down with ease, and GiantX, they're gambling. They're trying to throw knives in the dark.
I mean, Derka so aware of the common angle held there by Westside, incredibly sharp. And it's the exact kind of response you want to see after a performance like last week. Last couple of GX players trying to make their way through. It is still a 3-on-3 here, Cairo.
Yes. Time is ticking away though, and the gun's not really in favour of GiantX, but somehow they make it work. So we're looking at Kron to try and clutch up here as the last 2 players have rescued rifles, and there's plenty of time here to get this defused.
Yeah, it almost comes down to the wire, but actually GX make light work of it. A thrifty round allows them to get on the board for the first time in the last 6. So
just a lot of untradeable positions there for Vitality. And yes, shots like that somehow working out in favour of GiantX.
It's a weird one, right? It catches you by surprise. Didn't feel like the tempo of the rounds that we'd seen made it look like that was going to happen. But it's given GX a massive opportunity. Let's not undercut that fact. The op is back out for Ara. He is going to be towards A, almost solo here, as Westside is the only one looking at middle. More numbers for GX on the B site, where the spike is sat closest to in this default.
Vitality are just so quick to just start the split.
And Flickless has already moved away, so
yeah,
he's very quickly going to be called back into action.
And there he is, coming straight back, but is the timing going to work out? As the Hunter's Fury actually looks decent, doesn't quite connect the second bolt, but Kron running out of the smoke is an easy pickup. The disconnect there from the players coming out of the link position as they go from backside and win the duels, but still Grabinho from the corner. He tries to hold on, but doesn't anticipate unfake. So Spike recollected, and essentially a 2v2.
Ooh, Ara off the line meant he couldn't land the flick. Westside still flanking here.
Yeah, and he's going to deny. Oh, what I thought was the Spike, not the case. So 2 versus 1 for unfake and Yampy. And it's Ara to try and come back with an operator. It's the worst position. He needs to attempt this. With this being the last round, there is a rifle in front of him, but almost deceiving an opportunity to pick up. So instead, goes with the operator, doesn't want to chance it, doesn't want to give away any sound cues to someone to peek him. The time is ticking away. You need to get a move on, mate, because you won't have a chance to even try and defuse. It's already down to 16 health. Vitality will finally get there. An advantage to the next half.
An unreal round from Unfake as well. Outside the range of the KO counter ult. Setting up the execution and then finishing it off cleanly. Vitality keep an advantage on the half. Is it enough to bring it home?
Wingman World while what?
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
Wingman World while wanting a well-won break. Let's go!
GX keeping themselves in this game with 5 rounds, but with how things started, 4 on the bounce, to then find themselves on the receiving end of a 7-5 half is leaving a sour taste in the mouth. They'll hope that another pistol round is maybe on the horizon, because that would be a great chance for them to start clawing back at this lead.
I think so far, for a first defensive performance on Breeze, it gets pass marks for me, if not probably above average. And now comes down to the attack, because as everyone knows, on the attack on Breeze, that's where we really expect teams to do well.
Sure. I mean, good cop, bad cop, perhaps. The lovable Scott, giving a little bit of praise there. I don't know. We'll have to see. I definitely think that now moving on to the attack, this could look really good for GX. But when you consider the fact they're up against double duelist as well, Vitality have the Yoru, just the amount of positions that can be taken up.
Nice.
It's an aggressive one here to start, and Yampy just wants to jump straight in. He won't stop. It's 2 already, and it might just be the round. It is.
That's a fantastic way to open up a second half. Straight away, pace change. GiantX left scratching their heads. And yeah, I mean, I don't think, what else is there to say?
Yeah, no, look, Vitality clamped down immediately. Yampy here, many times you could have decided, you know what, actually, I'm going to back up. No, flashes himself through the smoke, knows that the rest of his team are making their way through Elbow.
Nice, boys! Let's go! Come on, boys!
Perfect start. Perfect start.
Yeah, and GiantX going back to the same position, looking to try and maybe recreate the round that they didn't get to do last time. As it seems it's straight in towards site. Unfortunately, Dirka's here with the Outlaw. Nice double, and Kron as well. Looks as if there's going to be another professional round from Vitality. Only losing 1.
Look, blink and you will miss it. GX sent marching orders from the B site, 2 rounds consecutive. The question is, will they now start to divulge? Do we get anything else? This is already much better from Dirka as well. Just showing how much he's matured. I mean, you talk of his relationship with Kron. Was saying on the podcast a couple weeks ago as well.
The GOAT of VALORANT.
He's a different player now. He's changed in many ways, and just being able to reset series on series, that's what you expect of someone such high quality as him.
Cutting through.
There's a lot expected of him and of Vitality, and at this moment in time, looks as if they're reaching that expectation. Didn't in the last series, but I mean, the good thing about Vitality here is they're up against a pretty good opponent in GiantX, and it's looking like that last match was just a drop in the pond.
And that's where we then come back to the gatekeeper conversation that we were talking about earlier on the first map as well, where RGX now maybe starting to drop off a little bit. How much longer could they live towards a lower bracket potentially? Questions which we'll answer soon. This is the bye round, and well, the first minute or so doesn't involve too much. Standard orb towards mid to try and threaten that pressure, but Yampi's still diligent.
Look at Vitality though, they're so heavy towards the east side of the map, and I mean, Kron's all alone.
The setup is fully for main, and Kron's going to be able to get the molly off here and the orb, so no one should look to disrespect this early.
30 seconds left.
Buys a little bit of breathing room for this rotation. Ara, the only one to have made the jump so far.
Yeah, I mean, Unfake trying to support from the backside, but a lot of space lost towards the front of site.
Kron now rounding the corner, but it's Ara to crest it first. Find the dome on top. And with it now being a 3 versus 2, actually, Vitality start to claw things back. It's Prophet looking for more than just the 1,000 kills. Durka to do it all, though. The smoke fades, the angles open up, and it just feels rough to try and dissect. Flickless little info. Ara, the star of the show this time. GX do get on the board.
Yeah, they are able to win out. They lose 2 for it, but at the same time you'll take it in towards the next and maybe make the attack economy a little bit thin. But Vitality completely caught off guard. You can see again the setup in terms of allowing for those rotations to come back. But I don't know if I necessarily like that fight towards backside in terms of Unfake taking a swing then when he doesn't necessarily need to.
What we can see, and before the barriers go up here, GX have been very direct, very straightforward in terms of how they're playing it thus far. Yampi spots the hand of Ara and will make no mistake on the second engagement, but he tries to fight Flickless. Go down. Unfake very quickly responding though.
Spike down B.
And like a player unleashed, the current IGL goes down and the former steps up in his place.
Yeah, Unfake this series has not looked like the substitution and looked like part of the roster. Pal spoke about it in the coach confession, but how they were trying to bring Unfake up.
Yeah.
That kill from West Side does make things a little bit dodgy.
They know exactly where Cloud is here, so Durka has been sent to search for him, but West Side arriving could pose an issue.
But, I mean, the Unfake there with the operator.
It was you or
And
me.
the classic? Hello?
He's doing absolutely everything. He's doing it all. And it's just been great to see this performance from him here as well, because I have to say, I was looking back at the stats, and actually his kickoff performance so far, on the whole, has been just subpar of where he was in stage 2, when he was in-game leading as well. So, yeah, just having that freedom.
Nice Bartos!
Definitely helping him out.
Yeah, it seems like the Vitality coaching staff is enjoying this, but if you're a GX fan, you won't be. You're expecting them to pick something up here, man.
It's B again.
Yeah.
Take flight.
No deviation. So Ara is heading towards the mid-tunnel, but you would hope they wouldn't try peek the op.
Seems...
oh no, Ara does get in behind, so much better.
Definitely looks like a much better GiantX round as Unfake forced towards the CT portion, but GiantX really invest in this site, and that smoke earmarking a very deep space, so the operator picked up for Grubby, and that spike going down.
Yeah, huge tool in post-plant here.
Yeah, but the players have escaped out through the wall as Durka, but needs to be careful of Ara's position. He did come from tunnel last time. Can he do it a second time and prove good? As GiantX look to respond. All 5 alive, and Vitality caught off guard.
Been made to eat my words. The B execution was exactly what the doctor ordered. The only deviation was Ara's reprisal through middle, but making all of the difference at the end of the day. Another thrifty pickup for GX to break this string of rounds.
And that's a massive round as well. Just
Absolutely.
because of the break of rounds, but also because when you look at the scroll line, right, 7 to 10 is not that insurmountable. And realistically, GX could really change things up. Seems as if At the moment, though, Vitality maybe being a bit conditioned towards the B side and heavier towards there. Is Derka now positioned and actually taking mid space?
Yeah, just with the Guardian, it's through elbow he's going to head. Profek has a Paranoia teed up for this, but West Side is equal to it and then some.
Yeah, Vitality forced towards a lower buy just to protect what could be the round count in the next one.
Yeah.
Classics, Marshals, we're expecting GiantX to win this. Expecting being the key word.
Sure. Yeah, we can run with that line. And the headline here in this round for Vitality, I suppose, would be Chronicles Marshall, or maybe Yumpy's Bandit, who knows? See if he could steal away an eco here or there, but it doesn't look like GX are going to give him what he's looking for, at least immediately, but there he is, pops up with one.
And looks like
Gets
he could
another.
Yeah, this is looking doable once again, but
Yumpy?
oh, nearly teed up for more. Can't quite get it to work though. So it's Profek's Phantom, a spray down perhaps, but not quite working out. So we are within 2. That expectation met.
Yeah, just tracking those Bandit plays, man, with a really keen eye to see if we get anything.
Pansy and Hypot really big
they
on
love it.
Mate, a couple of bandits themselves.
I was very much enjoying them trying to get you to give us that KO monologue.
Well,
and you know what? The KO's been looking pretty good from Flickless so far. He's top of the pops. He's
always
got his ult here as well.
Yeah, always.
Surely there's something to be said about that.
Yeah, I think it always does look good, right? Flickless being able to have that long-range capability of setting up Ara.
Looks like maybe would have been realised through Grubby here, but no, actually, Unfake lands both bolts of the Hunter's Fury. And while the third one is chasing shadows, Vitality have exactly what they would have been looking for. They've taken away the Omen smokes at this stage in the round, so
yeah,
they've taken away all the smokes.
And the flashes. It does not get any easier. Vitality once again showing who's boss. A much better performance from GiantX, but looks as if order shall be resumed.
What a round where they were defaulting as well. Maybe the B hit would have been better. I don't know. Yeah, it's a strange one. It felt like
you've been conditioned yourself, mate, not just Vitality.
I have.
I have the spike.
The hair care routine again, of course.
What?
Conditioner. You know what that is?
I don't, mate. I don't. I use Head and Shoulders. I'll be completely honest. I'm a head.
Well, at least you don't have dandruff.
That's true.
This is terrible. Vitality, look, this is a 2v2 on the beloved B site, though.
30 seconds left.
Derka elevated angle, you're a big fan of those, and hey, it's done the damage.
Well, GiantX was as well, and they've got a taste of their own medicine. So with 20 seconds remaining, and Ara not feeling too healthy himself, that's probably going to be a save call for the time being. And I don't know if Vitality really want to go chasing here either. Seems as Derka's interested.
Why wouldn't you be? It's worth a roll of the dice, but anything beyond this maybe called into question. Vitality still not with the best of finances. Chronicle backing his ability, and well, had he peaked it, Cloud is just sat with the melee out. Heading into this next round, GX do have so many ults to work with, and for a team which is so fundamentally sound as well, I feel like one of the biggest missing pieces today is just the amount of individual fights we're seeing taken where there isn't really a setup to see anything more develop off the back of that.
Yeah, 100% agree. And yeah, I think that, as you said, the big round going to come through the ultimates. The only problem being is Vitality have a couple of their own. Most importantly, the dimensional drift, and maybe Kron's Viper's Pit if he can get his up online. I like this from Yampy though.
Yeah, it gets into mid early, but GX haven't really been exploring this territory as much as you would expect, other than just the Viper Orb in double doors and maybe a drone out here from Cloud. Yampy has a TP, and of course the knife is down from Flickless, so he'll be able to get out if he needs to.
Derka denied any chance of supporting his teammate, so Yampy TP's out. The A side stronger. That is where GX is leading. This split though needs to be important. They're going to try and make their way through double doors. Oh, what?
Oh, quick trade out in behind. Yampy looking for something, but it's Westside flooding the feed. Teammate back up on their feet. As Profek is flashed in, he just can't finish it off.
Yeah, it looked like a team flash there for a minute, but we do settle in a 3 versus 4 in favour of GiantX, and that Viper's pit down.
Flashed in by Flickless. Right, a 1,000-page doc on that one, but for now, it is the man advantage for GX. The pit up, and Vitality looking for a way back in.
Oh, Ara in a little pocket of his own, and as he pops out, his health was low. The classic would have been enough, but Profik round the sides, not had the best of maps, even though he did hit that 1,000. And unfortunately, it looks like Kron will be looking to covet the operator, if he even gets a chance to.
And he won't. Clouds to put the final details on it. GX back within 2, keeping Vitality on the edge of their seat here.
I mean, so what actually happened? Does it bring out his... Does he accidentally, like, use his mouse wheel and bring out his knife? Surely not.
I have absolutely no idea. We'll have to... Round review, maybe? Who knows? Go back and have a look.
No, let's get Mini to get the telestrator out, and he can tell us exactly what happened.
You saw on the replay there as well. Yeah, it was Flickless.
Unlucky dude.
Bit of a team flash.
Yeah.
Things not really going the way that either team would have hoped there, but GX do profit from the situation, and it has forced a Vitality timeout here to just try and correct things.
Yeah, and I think that's fair enough, to be honest. It's not... That last round was just a calamity, if we're being real. The nice setup in mid, and you could see that GX really cleared that well through smokes and taking their time. But it was that timing through mid in terms of re-clearing it with the dimensional drift, leaving Unfake all alone to hold double doors, and then Yampy trying to attempt to bring himself out of the dimensional drift. It'll be a nice head clearer as well for the French org, and see what happens.
Still with the lead as it stands. GX chasing a game which has always felt a step ahead of them from that first map into Breeze. Vitality selection, but one which we are yet to see from our attackers. This their debut. Flickless firing on all cylinders again, just trying to be the catalyst for the rest of his team. Knife looking to clear mid, but Vitality right off the back of this into elbow, making themselves known, and Grubby goes down. No trade.
Yeah, it's impossible to get the trade as well as Vitality retreat, happy with what they've got, and GiantX feeling themselves forced to try and put pressure elsewhere on the map.
We'll just be riding on this A execution now. On Fake with the drone. Does spot out some of those oncoming players. A dash across with the flash landing this time. Westside dealing good damage in the meantime. But Yampy in transition has arrived on the A site. 3 versus 3 here for Vitality to try and contend with, but Flickless drops the first. Cloud the next. It's got to be Profek, and it won't this time. Double digits on the horizon, unless Durka has something to say.
It would be a monumental 3 versus 1. Has all the utility and his ultimate if he needs it.
Deep clear on the mid player first up. Westside yet to make his way back in. Durka still in the firing line. Dashes closer, but towards Flickless, he welcomes that with open arms. GX do get to 10.
Yeah, that they do. All right, that's now 5 rounds on the attack to the 4 of Vitality. Very similar scoreline towards, or nearly similar towards that first half. So we really need to keep our eyes on this as it's getting very, very close.
It's actually broken the buy of Vitality here as well, so they'll have to eco for this. Be looking towards the next round as an opportunity to take 12 perhaps. Durka has blades though. Again, he's continuing to roam this mid space, which GX have either fully committed to or drifted away from, and right now it looks like they're trying to invest player numbers here. Just flirting with the idea as they move towards B.
Overall, Vitality, all they net, has space cleared. So GX, on the other hand, begin to quicken the pace, but Durka's blades are here, and he takes his chance, but not really getting anything from it. GiantX very clinical on their take of the site.
exactly what was required.
Spike planted.
And with this Vitality into a retake where, you know, they have a drone, a clone, but how much can you possibly do with that?
Yeah, I mean, especially when you've got Ara sitting behind the wall, ready to go. Shots are being hit, but in the end, it comes down to a 2 versus 1 from Unfake. Ara escaping, so at least he's known about, but he doesn't know where the Viper of Westside is. Well, does now.
Yeah, parting gift of a smoke there, but that drops.
Yeah, and now the spike being half. So Unfake takes to the rifle, seeing if that's how we can try and win this. That molly is not good. This is worrying right now, but Ara comes in at the right time and evens out the round count. A little bit anxious in my books.
Yeah, but we move on to the limits of regulation nonetheless. And again, Ara is the saving grace for this GX side. Flickless to flash in and get things started. The dynamic duo of Kron and Durka coming up empty-handed this time. And that is now 5 rounds from 6 for GiantX. They've really flipped the script in this second half. The attack going through the motions, and now a full A hit levied.
Told you that defensive half was decent. If GiantX can be as good as what they can, easily come back in this one, and they have done. At 11-11, they try their luck on A, where they have had success in rounds previous, but need to make this landing stick right now. As Yampy tries to play around his own clone, makes it work! As the rest of Vitality are here to walk through GiantX! Vitality finally move on to map point!
As if they weren't even there, Vitality keep that march forwards by putting 1 foot in the door. That's round number 12. GX having their streak broken. Brilliant work from Yampy here. The flash to self-set the final kill. But more than anything, it's just setting those priorities and saying, yeah, we're going to fight you as soon as you push out, rather than just relying on one player to anchor in that position. All on the line here. Or it's the lower bracket that face GX.
Now, the Odin has set up Prophet in towards main. He's looking to knock them down, but can't quite get more than 2. The Odin of Unfake falls as well. So, Yampy, in the same position from last round, will net himself another kill. But it still ends up in a 3 versus 2.
Yeah, GX get their advantage back through the null command, and Vitality might just have overplayed that one.
Planted.
But the health pools once again not favouring GX. That could be a big molly as it forces Flickless into the open, into Derka's arms. The wall goes up, stops Vitality. Any more lines of sight? But Westside looking to try and hold on now in a 1 versus 2 to keep GX in the series, force them to overtime, but it will not happen. The super team gets past marks, more than so, to be honest, Hazza, after that defeat to BBL.
Yes, Yampy's Vitality are vengeful tonight as that tour continues.